Hello again, 360 North fans. It's Patch coming at you with a gear review. Here to talk about the helmet I personally use. I use this helmet in snow conditions. Nice thing about this helmet, it's all-in-one, has a heated visor. For the money, I don't think you can really beat this helmet. But this is an honest gear review from someone who spends their hard-earned cash on gear. This wasn't supplied to me. I have no affiliation. I don't know FXR or anything. So I'm just going to tell you my thoughts about this helmet and what I think of it and what you can expect if you buy one. This helmet features an ABS thermoplastic shell. What that means is it's fairly light for what it is. Unfortunately not as light as it can be. This helmet has several other models in competition with it for this same segment, all of which are made of thermoplastic ABS. Manufacturer supply statistics rate this helmet as being the lightest in this class at 1635 grams. All the manufacturers, for whatever reason, give you a 50 gram plus or minus. So this one comes in at 1635. This helmet's main two competitors are the G-Max G11. They just came out with a new one called the vertical model. It wasn't available when I bought this one, and it has an optional electric shield. The other model that's in direct competition with this one is made by CKX, and it is known as the Quest. Both of those models are heavier than this one according to the specs. The Quest is apparently 1750 plus or minus 50, while the GM11 comes in at 1868 plus or minus again. So this helmet is definitely a winter offering. You wouldn't want to try and ride this while riding a quad, while riding a dirt bike, because of the ventilation. As you can see on the top of the helmet, there's no ventilation to speak of. So while this is a very warm helmet, for the winter time, it would not be appropriate to try and rip on the dirt bike. If I was digging for an extended period of time, other than just pulling somebody, I would pop this off in order to allow for some ventilation. As I said earlier, this comes with a heated visor, plugs in. Luckily enough, FXR offers a kit that comes with the helmet. Comes with all the wiring you need. Just hook this up to your battery, comes fused, and then you get a couple connections to lead you up to your helmet. A short whip hose that basically stays with the sled all the time, and then one that clips into your helmet that you kind of take with you on the go. You can see I have my GoPro mounted to the side of the helmet. You'll find that the side of the helmet doesn't offer a ton of places to stick that because of the detail on it, but that does work. If it's a really mild day, you can remove the shield, run just a set of goggles. I hadn't done that with this helmet. I have another helmet that I wear when it's milder out. But that's definitely an option if you want to try and use one helmet all winter. Visor flips up easy enough. It's got the lugs on it to help you open it when you're wearing gloves. Chin strap on this guy is one of the new auto ratcheting, like an old school pair of rollerblades. It works quite well, and you can operate it while still wearing your gloves, which is quite nice. This is the first helmet I've had with this style of closure. I'm used to helmets with just your regular D-rings. I do like this. It's nice for in the wintertime. You can just flip it on and off without removing your gloves if you care about that sort of thing. While we've got it flipped up, you have a look at the liner in here. It's actually quite plush. They've done a really nice job at FXR designing that so that it's nice on the face, and it's very a breathable material. It dries fairly quick. They've used some sort of moisture wicking material in order to aid with that. This helmet includes a breath box, which is obviously important when you're going to run this helmet in the wintertime. Otherwise, you're going to have some fogging issues. I used this all season in the 2016 into 2017 season. Had no issues with fogging whatsoever. I kept the visor plugged in and it worked great. Breath box is obviously a key component that aids in that, and I found that this one works quite well. Also on the inside you can see it's got the cheek pads. These are removable. I'm not sure I want to rip it all apart right now, but it does happen pretty easy enough. There's just a couple snaps. You just give it a little pull, another little pull on the other side, and there's a little strip of Velcro. That pulls right out. The rest of the liner has two snaps at the back, and then at the top here, it's just popped in. You remove that, throw it in the washing machine, clean it up, it starts to get funky. Breath box comes out in the same manner, it's just hooked in behind the snaps on the cheek pads. If you find that the helmet doesn't fit quite the way you'd like it, cheek pads are replaceable. FXR uses one size of shell for this particular model, and then they just change the liners and the cheek pads to suit the various sizes. So they are interchangeable, you can buy them from your distributor. This helmet set me back $269.99. Obviously I'm in Canada, so I pay a little bit more for these things. If you're in the States, your mileage is going to vary, it will be cheaper. For the money, I think this is a fantastic helmet. It has excellent graphics. They haven't faded at all in this seasons of use. I have an older FXR helmet. This is a Torque model. This is the Torque X Core with the visor, but this is the helmet that I use for dirt biking. I've had this helmet for a number of years now. Still looks fairly good. The graphics haven't really faded, so FXR does do a good job at that, in my opinion. I think this is a fantastic helmet for the money, and I don't think you'll go wrong if you pick one up for yourself. Spending the money that I did on it, I've been very happy with it so far. The helmet's not too loud. It's fairly light for what it is, and I find it is definitely warm enough on those very cold days when you have the visor closed. Obviously there are lighter helmets on the market when you get into carbon composites and things of that nature. However, there aren't any in this particular segment where you can have a heated visor like that. Companies have started releasing heated goggles, so I think you're going to find that a lot of guys will be getting a pair of those heated goggles and then using, their lightweight carbon style helmet, because something like this is quite heavy on a long day of riding. You're definitely going to notice that you are wearing a helmet throughout the day. That's it for this FXR Torque X Core helmet review. If you have any questions, comments, leave them down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram at 360 North, and visit our website at 360north.com. Thanks guys, we'll see you next time.